Hey everybody, Mike Hall, real estate broker with Red One Realty. In this market, everyone wants listings. I wanted to share 16 different ways that you can go out there and find listings right now. This includes some of the top things that national level coaches are recommending to their agents. Let's go ahead and get started. The number one thing you can do right now to get more listings is to send unsolicited CMAs. One of the biggest recommendations from national level coaches right now is sending out unsolicited CMAs to generate listing opportunities for you. As an agent, you know that homes have significantly appreciated over the last few years. But a homeowner who hasn't been thinking about selling may not know how much the value of their home has increased. So in this video, I'll show you how to quickly and easily go in and send out those unsolicited CMAs, showing them about what a property is worth and possibly generate some listing opportunities for you. Let's go ahead and get started. First, I like to go to the local MLS, depending on who you use. Most of the time, it has an option for RPR, Realtors Property Resource. So once you go in and click that, it's automatically going to log you in, and you can easily go in and get those RVMs. So go to RPR, enter in the property address, and once you're in the property address, you're able to go in and pull that data for the client. What's nice about it is it's going to have a lot of additional information in there. I like where it shows the realtor valuation model. I like the 5-star confidence of this one, and it will pull some other things, let you refine the value if you're interested. You certainly don't have to, but what you can quickly and easily do is just click on Create Report. Once you create that report, I like these top two reports. The first one's a property report. It's going to easily tell them what RPR thinks their home is worth on page 2, clearly and defined. I also like the seller's report for more detail-oriented people that want to go through all the comps and look through a lot more data, and it has it at the end. So once you click on Create those reports, I like to create them, download them, and send them in a separate email to the client. So this is a copy of the property report, and you can see very clearly on page 2, it's going to tell them the estimated value, and if you refine the value at all, which typically I don't do if it's just an unsolicited CMA. It has some additional data as you keep scrolling down through there, but not quite as much. This one's about 29 pages. Now the seller's report, on the other hand, is a lot more detailed. This one's 75 pages, and it normally starts with some data on the home, and then on about page 14, it's going to start showing comparables, and then it goes into detail on those comparables as you keep going down through here. So normally on about page 74, it's going to show that estimated value. So I like pulling this one. It just gives a lot more data. It makes them scroll through and give them a good information. I love educated sellers that have realistic pricing expectations. And then you can go in and send them an email, something similar to this. Just says, hey, home values have been going up. Don't know if you're curious about the value of your home, but if you are for any reason, take a look at this report. And by the way, keep me in mind for all of your real estate needs. Stay tuned for the next tip on how to get more listings in a limited inventory market. The number 2 thing you can do right now is to market lease backs in this limited inventory market. Once your sellers realize that they do have a lot of value in their home, typically the next obstacle that comes up is they don't know where they're going to live next. So you need to solve problems. You need to make sure that you overcome that obstacle. So in your marketing on social media, Facebook, Instagram, your communication with all of your sphere of influence needs to be that you have a special, unique lease back agreement, whereas you will list their home for sale, and before you accept an offer, you will negotiate a lease back agreement where someone will buy their home for top dollar today and agree to lease that back to them for a specific period of time. Or in a limited inventory market, some people may be very negotiable on the buy side. It says, yes, we'll lease it back to you until you find a place. So talk to your local title company or attorney and get a solid lease back agreement, market the homes for sale, and overcome this obstacle and find more listings when they're selling for top dollar right now. The number 3 thing you can do to get listings right now is to market or start Facebook groups. Another great way to find listing is Facebook groups. Now, you're probably in a community or know people that's in a community that has a Nextdoor profile. Well, obviously, Nextdoor is a huge conglomerate that controls things, including who can advertise in there. So it should be your goal to be hyper local, kill that next door group by starting your own Facebook group that you own and control. Just a few tips. Whenever you get started, take your own picture of the entrance to it. Here's a group I started years ago. You can see it's the village of Alum Creek. It has 660 homeowners in there. For someone to join the group, we verify their address and they can get in there, and we own the content in this group. We don't have to pay for advertising. And our goal is to get in there and help. We want to find babysitters and landscapers and painters and contractors and say, hey, what can we do to help this community? And if you go and help those individuals, when someone posts in the group and says, well, I need a good agent to list my home, you'll get multiple people referring you, and you can find listings from your Facebook group that you own and operate. The number 4 thing you can do to get listings is to network with home builders. In a limited inventory market, home builders are a great resource to find listings. Now, many of them already have a realtor partner, so you really need to network and get with the builders. The first step is to make a list of all the builders in your area. So to start, just go to Google and type in home builders in your area and start going down through the list and start developing your list of contacts. And then you'll need to start networking with them. Many of them have Parade of Homes events. Many of them have open houses. Many of them have builder reps that are employees. Many of the local boards also have a Builder Realtor Alliance Committee. So take a look and really get involved and network with the local builders, because if there's limited inventory, there's going to be more demand for builders, and you can represent them and find listings that way. The number 5 thing you can do is work with investors, as they will be repeat listing opportunities. Investors are a great way to find repeat listings. Get in there, do a great job in the ARVs, and you'll have listing after listing after listing as you continue to make the investor money. A great way to find investors is just take a look at groups on Facebook. So I just went to Facebook, I went to groups, and you can see there's 234 members in this group. This other group here has 41,000 members. This group has 13,000 members, 21,000 members, 13,000 members. So go in there, join groups, and start marketing to the investors. And that way you can get repeat listings again and again. The number 6 thing you can do to get listing is work with estate attorneys, divorce attorneys to get listings now. Attorneys are a highly overlooked source of listing leads. A lot of times when there is a divorce, the husband and the wife can't agree on who the real estate agent is going to be, and the divorce attorney will really help them pick it. So you can network with them, send the receptionist coffee, take them Starbucks, send friendly reminders, and offer something of value, something like free home valuation delivered within 24 hours, and try to make their life easier. So for this example, all I did was just Google divorce attorneys, Fort Myers, Florida, and really start going through and just consistently reaching out so you're top of mind when that attorney or their staff pick an agent. Also, estate attorneys also do that when there's children who may not live in the area and they say, I don't know anyone, I haven't been there for 20 years. Can you help pick someone? So start networking with those estate attorneys. A lot of times they'll pick them as well. Offer something of value, says yes, free 24-hour evaluation on any home, and you can utilize that RPR report that we talked about earlier in this video. The number 7 thing you can do to get listings is to work with asset managers. As you probably know, when banks foreclose on a property, they turn it over to an asset manager. Whenever the real estate market is good, there's fewer asset managers and fewer REO listings, but they are out there. It's also a great time to make those connections. So start looking for REO listings, start looking for those connections. And I simply went to ChatGPT and said, hey, how can I find asset managers? And it has some great examples. So Altisource, OC Win, Green River Capital, some of the biggest ones out there. Check with your bank, attend those foreclosure auctions. A lot of times those asset managers are there bidding, and join REO networking groups. So lots of stuff out there. One, if you go to activerain.com, lots of blogs out there and older really talk about networking and getting with those asset managers and developing those relationships. You can also go to LinkedIn and just type in asset manager and take a look at people. And you can find a lot of different asset managers, connect with them on LinkedIn, and join and build that business relationship as well. The number 8 thing you can do is to market to non-owner occupied properties. Landlords and absentee owners are a great place to market to find listings. Some people are an accidental landlord where maybe they wanted to sell and they couldn't before, but given the prices today, they can. So anywhere you see homes for rent, anywhere you see, or you could purchase absentee owner lists like propertyradar.com. You can market to these people and have a unique program that says, hey, you try to rent it, I try to sell it. Let's see who gets you out from under this home first. It's a numbers game, but there's a certain number of people that own properties that would rather sell it than rent it. And today is a great time to do that with prices up. The number 9 thing you can do to get more listings is to target garage sales. The first piece of advice Google and most realtors give sellers is to declutter their home. So garage sales are a great way to find people that might be considering selling or just going through the decluttering phase. So visit the garage sales, take plenty of business cards. You might find a hidden gem in the garage sale and your new listing as well. The number 10 thing you can do is specifically ask for listing referrals with your sphere of influence. It wouldn't be complete without mentioning your sphere in your database. So go to your CRM and make sure that you've gone through and asked for a listing referral. Remember, on TV, they see us showing homes, so you're going to get those buyer referrals, but you specifically need to reach out and ask for listing referrals. Make sure you know your scripts. You say, hey, of all the people you know, who would be most likely to list their home for sale next? Or if you're uncomfortable asking that way, ask to help others. Hey, there's a lot of families that haven't been able to find a home with the limited inventory. So if you know anyone thinking of listing their home, please let me know as we can help these families reach their real estate goals. But reaching out to your sphere and specifically asking for listings is key. The number 11 thing you can do is consistently work a geographic farming area. Another great way to find listings is through a geographic farm. Pick an area that you're going to continue to market to and be that local expert. It should be where you live now or where you want to live when you reach your real estate goals. And one of the most cost-effective ways to reach out to them is Every Door Direct through USPS. Once you're on their website, you can search by a specific area, zip code, etc. And what's going to happen is you'll get a discount to hit every single door on the route, where it's just easier for the post office. So they pass along that cost savings for you. So if you type one in here and just take a look, you're able to go in and pick out, maybe you know this is a specific subdivision. And you might be able to see, if I can move my screen here, that in this route at the top here, there's 575 residential homes, and the total cost would be $110 per month. So when you send them that postcard, obviously it could be about information about you, some information about sales in that neighborhood, and most importantly, mention that Facebook group that we mentioned earlier in this video, so that a couple of years from now you can get away from sending this out every month, saving money, and putting hundreds of people in a Facebook group that you operate. The number 12 thing you can do to get listings is target sellers and open houses. Another way to generate listings is by mega open houses. I know you do open houses for buyers, but you can also get listings. One, make sure it's a mega open house. You need 15 to 20 yard signs, directionals. You need flags and banners. It needs to look like a circus out there. That way, when the neighbors drive by the open house with two little signs and they drive by your circus, who do you think they're going to call? In addition, you should go knock on the doors, 10 doors to the left, 10 doors to the right, 20 doors across the street, and invite them to a neighbor preview party from noon to 1 before the open house to the public starts at 1. That way they can help pick out their neighbor. You get to know them. And if you're there doing an open house, you'd certainly would be willing to sell there. So get out there and network with homeowners and become the next listing agent for their neighbor as well. The number 13 thing you can do is circle dialing to generate more listing opportunities. Another great way to find listings is circle dialing. So imagine you or someone at your company puts up a new listing at 1234 Main Street. You can go to companies like the Red X here and purchase their geo leads or circle dialing, and you can plug in that you want every homeowner within a half-mile radius of this listing. And you call them and you say, hey, did you see 1234 Main Street just hit the market? Are you curious to know the price? Well, most homeowners are curious enough and won't be extremely rude, but they'll say, yeah, how much is it? And you say, well, it's $300,000. Now, inevitably, we're having a lot of demand in this market, and we have buyers that love this area, but may not love this floor plan. If we had a ready, willing, and able buyer willing to pay over fair market value, would you consider selling your home? It's a numbers game, and most are going to say no, but if you just found one that say yes, we'd find you another listing. The number 14 thing you can do to get more listings is to work expired listings. Expired listings are another great way to find listings. We all want to be listing oriented. These people have said, yes, I want to sell my home and I believe in working with an agent, but for some reason, the home didn't sell. At that point in time, it's a great opportunity for you to reach out and show why you're such a great agent. Why not disparaging the last agent? Maybe you just have some different items that you do to help get homes sold. So you can easily find those on companies like the RedX. Once you pay for that list, it typically shows the address, the phone number, and if they're on the do not call list. And most agents say, well, we're in such a great market that there are no expireds. And that's simply not true. In Columbus, Ohio, we're in a very stable, strong sellers market. I did a quick search on our MLS and I found, if I can find the MLS, and I said, hey, I want all of the expired or canceled listings in the last 90 days. And there were 1,858 opportunities sitting and waiting for the right motivated agent to go get more listings. The number 15 thing you can do to immediately get more listings is to call for sale by owners. Here's another group of people raising their hand saying, I want to sell my home and we want to be listing agents. Why don't most agents call for sale by owners? They're afraid. Push through that fear, call for sale by owners. The fact remains that 88 out of 100 of them eventually turn to an agent to sell their home. You need to be that agent that's top of mind when they're ready. And you can send postcards, and those just aren't very effective. You need to call them. Make sure you use a system like the RedX. You pay for those leads, and you call, and you get out there, and you show them how you can sell their home for more money than they can for sale by owner, while you take on all that hassle and you to continue to generate more listings. The 16th thing you can do to get more listings is to work the notice of default list. Another way to find listings is a notice of default list. Whenever a homeowner is more than 60 days late, it becomes public knowledge, and you can pay a company like Adam to get that list and be able to market to them. It's very sensitive because you don't want to start with, I know you're not paying your bills, but it could really narrow down your list of who you're marketing to, especially if you're sending postcards or calling, offering free home valuations. For some reason, they're not paying, and they could work out something with the bank for a repayment. But given how much their home is now worth with all the appreciation, it might be a good time to sell and another listing for you. If you're interested in additional coaching, training, or taking your business to the next level, please feel free to call, text, or email me. Thank you.